The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. Introduction, narrator tone, calm, clear, and authoritative. Welcome to this comprehensive voiceover summary of The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins, a book that has become a modern classic in the financial independence community. What began as a series of letters to the author's daughter about money has blossomed into one of the most influential guides to building wealth through simple, disciplined investing. In this summary, you'll discover the mindset, the strategy, and the philosophy of wealth building through the lens of simplicity. J.L. Collins demystifies money, cuts through the jargon, and gives us the blueprint to escape debt, grow passive income, and live free. About the author, J.L. Collins. J.L. Collins is a financial blogger, investor, and early proponent of the FIRE movement. Financial independence, retire early. He didn't start out as a financial guru. Collins spent most of his career in the corporate world, moving from job to job, while quietly investing his savings and learning the hard truths about money. His real passion emerged when he began writing letters to his teenage daughter to explain how money works and how she could avoid the traps most people fall into. These letters formed the foundation of the simple path to wealth. With no formal financial background or academic pedigree, J.L. Collins built his financial knowledge through trial, error, and decades of disciplined investing. He now enjoys a life of financial independence and uses his blog, talks, and this book to help others do the same. Book background. The Simple Path to Wealth was self-published in 2016 and quickly caught fire in the FIRE community. It's not just a guide to investing. It's a life manual on how to view money, wealth, and freedom. Collins promotes index fund investing, minimalism, and eliminating consumer debt. The book is especially known for its direct language, practical advice, and no-nonsense approach to wealth. The core message is clear. You don't need to be a genius to build wealth. You just need to be consistent, smart, and patient. Part 1. Why Your Money Matters. J.L. Collins begins with a philosophical foundation, the real purpose of money. For Collins, money is not just about buying things. It's about freedom. Freedom from debt. Freedom from a job you hate. Freedom to choose how you spend your time. He argues that we often let money control us instead of using money to buy our time back. Most people are trapped in the cycle of earning and spending, believing that more money equals more happiness. But Collins insists, happiness comes not from things, but from the ability to choose. The key to wealth is to live below your means and invest the difference. He encourages us to define what enough really means in our lives. Too often, people think they need to become millionaires through complex strategies. Collins shows us that building wealth can be shockingly simple if you follow a few rules. Part 2. Escape the debt trap. Debt is the enemy of wealth. J.L. Collins is ruthless in his criticism of debt, especially consumer debt like credit cards, car loans, and personal loans. He explains that debt is a modern form of slavery. Every dollar you owe limits your freedom. He compares debt to a financial anchor that slows down your ability to grow wealth. If you're paying interest to someone else, your money is working for them, not for you. Types of debt. He discusses credit card debt, the most toxic car loans, depreciating liabilities, student loans, sometimes necessary but often inflated mortgages, not evil, but should be approached with caution. Collins' rule of thumb: if you can't pay for it in cash, you can't afford it. He advocates for total debt freedom as a foundation to wealth. Before you invest, before you grow assets, eliminate debt. Part 3. The basics of investing. Simplified: once you're debt-free, J.L. Collins introduces the path to financial independence, investing in low-cost index funds. He explains that most people don't understand how the stock market works, and that Wall Street often tries to confuse us on purpose. Financial advisors, stockbrokers, and mutual fund managers make money when you stay dependent on their services. Collins simplifies investing with 3 key principles. The market always grows over time. Historically, the U.S. stock market has always increased in value long-term. Despite short-term drops, it rebounds and grows. You can't predict the market. No one can time the market consistently. Trying to pick stocks or time crashes is a fool's game. Costs matter a lot. The lower your fees, the more of your returns you keep. That's why Collins recommends low-fee index funds. Part 4. The power of VTSAX JL. Collins' favorite investment vehicle is VTSAX, Vanguard's total stock market index fund. Here's why he loves it. Diversified, owns a slice of every publicly traded company in the U.S. Low cost, expense ratio is among the lowest in the industry. Passive, requires zero management, research, or emotion. Tax efficient, fewer capital gains than active funds. When you invest in VTSAX, you own the entire market. You win when the economy wins. He recommends simply putting money into VTSAX consistently, whether the market is up or down, and letting compound interest do the heavy lifting. Part 5. Building your few money. J.L. Collins introduces the concept of FU money, a stash of savings large enough that you don't have to say yes to anything you don't want to. Having FU money means you can walk away from anything that insults your soul. This doesn't mean you're rich. It means you're free. Even a modest amount of savings can give you confidence, leverage, and peace of mind. He encourages people to build their FU fund before retirement. This might mean saving up 6 to 12 months of expenses or even 2 years. The point is to create space between you and financial desperation. Part 6. Retirement Simplified. J.L. Collins breaks down the myths of retirement. You don't need $1 million portfolio to retire. Retirement doesn't mean doing nothing. It means freedom to do what you want. The 4% rule is a useful guideline. The 4% rule. If you withdraw 4% of your portfolio each year, you'll likely never run out of money. That means save 25x your annual expenses. Son, financial independence? For example, need $40,000 a year, save $1,000. Need $20,000 a year, save $500,000. By keeping expenses low and investing in index funds, retirement becomes attainable far earlier than age 65. Part 7. Mindset and emotional strength. Money isn't just math, it's emotional. Collins warns against panic selling, reacting to market crashes, and falling into get-rich-quick traps. The real enemy is your own fear and greed. He advises, don't watch the news for investment advice, ignore market predictions. Stay the course, especially when things get scary. The market always recovers. It always has. It always will. Part 8. How to protect your wealth. Wealth building is only half the battle. You must also defend it. Collins recommends simple term life insurance, high deductible health insurance paired with HSAs, avoiding high-fee financial advisors, writing a will and estate plan, keeping your finances simple and understandable to your loved ones. Part 9. Money and Children. The origin of this book is Collins writing letters to his daughter. He devotes a portion of the book to teaching kids about money. Teach them the value of saving early, model responsible behavior. Expose them to the concepts of investing. Help them avoid student debt traps. Give your kids the gift of financial literacy. It's more valuable than any inheritance. Part 10. Living a Rich Life. In the final chapters, J.L. Collins brings it full circle. The goal isn't just to accumulate money. It's to live a rich life filled with purpose, peace, and choice. He encourages readers to embrace simplicity, be content with enough, enjoy experiences over stuff, retire to something, not from something, be generous. Conclusion: the simple path is the best path. J.L. Collins ends with one last message. You don't need complexity to get rich. You need consistency. Avoid debt. Save a large portion of your income. Invest in low-cost index funds. Stay the course. Spend less than you earn. Invest the surplus. Avoid debt. Let your money work for you. This is the simple path to wealth. Part 11. Detailed lessons and expanded reflections. We now dive deeper into the book's wisdom, unpacking the major lessons and expanding on the mindset needed to walk this simple yet powerful path. Lesson 1. Spend less than you earn. This is the cornerstone of all wealth. Collins hammers this point throughout the book, not because it's new, but because it's essential. Spending less than you earn creates the gap, the surplus, that becomes your investment fuel. Collins invites us to resist lifestyle inflation. Most people increase their spending as soon as their income goes up. Instead, he suggests maintaining a modest lifestyle and redirecting that increase toward investments. Freedom is found in the margin between what you make and what you spend. Reflection. How can you lower your monthly fixed costs today? Downsizing, budgeting, or simplifying lifestyle choices might be the most direct way to create wealth. Lesson 2. Avoid debt like the plague. Debt robs you of your future. J.L. Collins doesn't mince words. Consumer debt is financial cancer. The interest you pay is compound interest working against you. He recommends cutting up credit cards if you can't pay them off monthly, paying off student and car loans aggressively. Being cautious about mortgages. Treat them as a necessity, not a wealth tool. Reflection. Ask yourself, what part of my monthly income is tied up in paying past decisions? Reclaim that income and turn it into your freedom fund. Lesson 3. You can't beat the market. So stop trying. Collins devotes a large section of the book to dismantling the myth that you can pick stocks or time the market successfully over the long term. Even professionals with fancy algorithms and Ivy League degrees fail to outperform the market. The data shows that most managed funds underperform index funds over 10 to 15 years. He highlights famous studies like the S&P Spiva report Warren Buffett's $1 million bet against hedge funds. Reflection. Your job is not to be a stock picker. Your job is to be consistent, low cost, and patient. Lesson 4. Index investing is the ultimate wealth tool. J.L. Collins calls VTSAX the single best investment you can make. Why? It captures the entire U.S. economy. It adjusts automatically to market changes. It's incredibly low cost. Expense ratio of 0.04%. It's tax efficient. It requires no emotional energy. He offers an investing template called the Wealth Building Trio. VTSAX, U.S. Stock Market Index Fund, VBTLX, Total Bond Market Fund. Optional for older investors, cash buffer. For emergencies and peace of mind. Put your money in VTSAX, add more whenever you can, and forget about it. Reflection. Complexity is the enemy of execution. Keep it simple. Invest, automate, and live. Lesson 5. Build the wall of few money. Few money is not about being rude. It's about having options. Collins describes this money as the fuel that lets you quit a toxic job, take a sabbatical, or simply breathe during uncertain times. Even $10,000 or $25,000 in FU money can change your posture in life. It gives you the confidence to say no. The less you need, the more powerful your money becomes. Reflection. What's your FU number? Could you build 3 to 6 months of living expenses as your starter goal? Lesson 6. Stay out of your own way. The greatest threat to your wealth isn't inflation, taxes, or market crashes. It's you. Collins dives into behavioral finance, explaining that fear and greed lead to bad decisions, selling low when the market crashes, buying high when everyone's euphoric, jumping from one hot stock to the next. His advice? Automate everything. Remove emotion from investing. Trust the process. The market always recovers. The only people who get hurt are the ones who jump off the roller coaster. Reflection. Write down a one-sentence investing rule and stick to it no matter what. Lesson 7. Time is your greatest ally. Time allows compound interest to do the heavy lifting. J.L. Collins shows that 100-month invested from age 20 to 30 can grow to more than $1 million by retirement, even if you stop contributing after age 30. That's the power of early investing. If you start later, don't panic. You just need to save more aggressively or work a bit longer. The path still works. The best time to invest was yesterday. The second best time is today. Reflection. No matter your age, act now. Time rewards those who start. Lesson 8. Minimalism is a secret wealth strategy. Collins talks often about how his modest lifestyle gave him freedom. He lived below his means, resisted consumerism, and found contentment in simple things. He warns against chasing image, status, or lifestyle validation through spending. Wealth isn't flashy. Real wealth is quiet, and it often wears old jeans and drives a used car. If you can live happily on little, you are invincible. Reflection. What purchases in your life are driven by insecurity, not need? Could letting go make you richer? Lesson 9. Simplify everything, and then teach others. J.L. Collins ends the book by circling back to where it began, his daughter. He wrote, "The simple path to wealth not to become famous, but to empower the next generation." He wanted to show that anyone, even those without financial knowledge, can take control of their money and life. Simplicity is not weakness. It is clarity. It is power. He encourages readers to teach these lessons to others, kids, friends, co-workers, and spread the gospel of financial independence. 10-step action plan. Practical summary. Track every dollar you spend and earn. Pay off all consumer debt. Build a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Max out your tax-advantaged accounts. 401k, Roth, IRA, invest in VTSAX or equivalent low-cost index funds, automate your savings and investments, avoid lifestyle inflation, ignore the media and market noise, stick to the plan in all market conditions, teach others what you've learned. Final thoughts. J.L. Collins. The Simple Path to Wealth is more than a book. It's a movement. It strips away the lies of Wall Street. It liberates us from the consumerist trap. And it lights the way to a future where you own your time, not your boss or your debt. You can become financially independent on a modest income. You can live free. You just need to walk the path, the simple path.